And Talitha Diggs of the Gators took heat 1, tying her personal best, setting a new personal best in the outdoor 200 meter. So the runners in this first heat of the men's 200 meter, you got Judson Lincoln the fourth of Virginia Tech, then Nadale Bunton of Rutgers. In lane 5 is Cole Beck of Virginia Tech, who was second in the ACC 60 meter. Ja'Cory Patterson for the Gators and Robert Gregory in lanes 6 and 7. Gregory recording the best seed time of just 20:07. Watch out for Evan Miller, though, in lane 8 of South Carolina, a 20:35 seed time. That's the best for any non-Florida Gator in this heat. Kennedy Harrison rounds it out. He's from Virginia Tech. But watch for the two Gators in lane 6 and 7. Patterson, the senior, and in lane 6, Gregory, the sophomore and TCU transfer, who's in lane 7.
Gregory in lane 7.
So those outside lanes 6, 7, and 8 could be the three fastest. Evan Miller of South Carolina, fourth in the SEC outdoor 200 meter last year with a 20:46 performance. So two Hokies in this, actually three Hokies, Lincoln, Beck, and Harrison. Two Gators. A Gamecock from South Carolina, Evan Miller in lane 8. A Scarlet Knight of Rutgers in lane 4, Nadale Bunton. And those are your runners for this first heat of the men's 200 meter here from Gainesville, Florida Relays. Runners are on their marks. And set, and they're off. Nice start by Gregory for the Gators. And Patterson pulling ahead from Gregory, his Gator teammate. But Gregory has him. Oh my goodness, the Gators going 1 and 2. Wow, Gregory going back and forth with his teammate Ja'Cory Patterson. It looked like Patterson had him. And it's actually Miller who finishes in second from South Carolina. And the top speed for the Gators, Robert Gregory, wins the first heat at 20:31. Not as good as his seed time. And just shy of his personal best of 2022. But an impressive performance by the Gators' Robert Gregory, the TCU transfer, in the first heat of the men's 200 meter.
All-American from the University of Florida, Ryan Willie.
So heat 2 features another couple of Gators here at the Florida Relays, including in lane 5, Ryan Willie. Also in this heat, in lane 3, Antonio Laidler for Indiana, then Alex Collier in lane 4 from Florida State. Lane 6 is Ashton Allen from USC. Lane 7, Emmanuel Bamadel from Florida. Bamadel is a Texas A&M transfer and a sophomore for the Gators. Then Chris Borzer from USC. He's a Cincinnati transfer. Zaquan Lincoln is in the 9th lane from USF. And not seeing Lincoln. So it'll just be the 6 racers in this second heat of the men's 200 meter. Best seed time, that's Ryan Willie of the Gators. Willie, watch him in lane 5, wearing blue. See his Gator teammate. That's Emmanuel Bamadil. Third in the NCAA 400 meter indoor with a 45.78 performance. Gators nearly went 1 and 2 in the first heat, but Gregory was 1, Patterson was 3, as South Carolina's Evan Miller finished second. And we're off in heat 2. Good start on the outside by Bamadiel for Florida. And Ryan Willey starting to catch him. It's Willey and Bamadiel for the Gators in front 1 and 2. And this one could be Bamadiel. Bamadiel with the win in heat 2 over his Gator teammate Ryan Willey. So this time the Gators do go 1 and 2, as Ashton Allen out of USC finished 3rd in heat 2. So a good start for Florida in the men's 200-meter dash, as they have 3 of their 4 racers take top 2 spots. Next up, the 3rd heat. We've got Joseph Yuan from Maryland in lane 3, Shamar Chambers from North Carolina A&T in lane 4, Sean Watkins out of FSU in lane 5, Joshua Page from Georgetown lane 6, Ismail Cone from FSU in lane 7. Watch out for him. Lance Ward out of Harvard in lane 8, and Jordan Poindexter from Hampton in lane 9. So Cone in lane 7 for the Seminoles. Had the best seed time, just by a bit, over Joshua Page in lane 6. 2080 for Cone, 2081 for Page. Cone, 2064 is his personal best. He was first in the ACC in the 60-meter indoor. 3rd in the NCAA in that event. So no Gators in this event, and 2 Seminoles from Florida State. No runners from 4 and 5, so no Chambers from NCA&T, and no Sean Watkins from FSU. So actually only 1 Seminole racing in this event. So it's down to Ewan, Page, Cone, Ward, and Poindexter. Slow start from Cone. We'll see if he can catch up quickly. And he has, with remarkable speed. It's tight, though, with Page on his right. And Lance Ward from Harvard might take this one. Oh, and he just misses out with a 21-second performance. It's Page who takes it, Joshua Page out of Georgetown. And then 21:02 was Lance Ward from Harvard, as Cone fell to 3rd. So a good performance by Joshua Page to win that 3rd heat of the men's 200-meter. So 4th heat of the men's 200-meter. Marks the halfway point. We'll have 4 more after this one. 8 total heats in the 200-meter on the men's side here from the Florida Relays at Percy Beard Track in Gainesville, Florida. Fourth heat includes Dubem Amene out of Michigan in lane 3, then Malcolm Kroom McFadden out of NCA&T. Kendrick Winfield out of Alabama State in lane 5. Chavoy Reed from USF in lane 6. Raheem Hales from NCA&T in lane 7. Brandon James from Maryland in lane 8. Nigel Hussey from Pitt in lane 9. And it seems Reed and Hales will not race. So someone who could have been the favorite, Chavoy Reed, with a 20:71 personal best, is not in this Heat 4, so it is wide open.
Amini, Crew, McFadden, Winfield, Reed, Hale, James, and Hussey.
So Amini in the lead for Michigan in lane 3, but catching him looks like Hales from NCA&T. And we'll see who has the top speed. No, it's Hussey. Nigel Hussey out of Pitt with a 20.85. A nice job from Hussey here in the 4th heat. Said it was wide open, and he grabbed it. He came in with a seed time of 21.19. And a really impressive performance by Nigel Hussey in the 4th heat.
Coming up, heat 5. In lane 3 from Prairie View A&M, Clayton Terry. In lane 4 from Pittsburgh, Stephon Brown. In lane 5 from South Florida, Elijah Wright. In lane 6,
so the 5th heat, we are halfway through the men's 200 meter.
400 meter relay from Florida, Jacob Miley.
In heat 5, Jacob Miley will participate for the Gators. He's in lane 6. The rest, lane 3, Clayton Terry.
In lane 9 from Iowa,
And then no lanes 4 or 5. Miley in lane 6. Isaiah Tier from Texas A&M in lane 7. Another Aggie in lane 8, Devontae Mount. And Chris Moore from Iowa in lane 9.
for the Gators. He was the 3rd leg on that fantastic relay team. He is in this heat in lane 6. Jacob Miley, a junior, representing the Gators of Florida.
So the best seed time coming in was Elijah Wright of USF in this 5th heat, but he is not racing in this one. So the best remaining seed time is Jacob. Oh, it's actually Isaiah Tier, 21.21. Then Devontae Mount, 21.22, and Miley right behind them at 21.25. So a couple Aggies, the favorites in this one, with Miley a certain favorite. Look for them in 6, 7, and 8, Miley, Tier, and Mount.
Terry Brown, Wright, Miley.
Terry's in lane 3. Moore is in lane 9 for Iowa, but 6, 7, and 8 is Miley, Tier, and Mount, with Tier way out in front, Mount behind him, and then Miley. And Isaiah Tier takes heat 5.
And Tier will take that
20.78 pace, scalding performance from Tier.
17, Miley, 21.40.
21.17 from Devontae Mount, 21.40 from Jacob Miley, which was over his seed time.
Lane assignment.
But 3 SEC runners in the top 3 of heat 5.
Banks of Indiana. Lane 4, Hampton of Florida A&M.
See the lane assignments in heat 6.
Lane 6, Smith of Alabama State. Lane 7, McQueen of Rutgers. Lane 8, Grant of Indiana. Lane 9, Derrick of Prairie View A&M.
Not a lot separating lanes 3 through 9 in this race. So Treely Banks from Indiana in lane 3 at 21.43 seed time. Robert Hampton from Florida A&M, 21.40. Ego Hislop from Maryland, 21.35. Victor Smith has the best seed time from Alabama State. He's in lane 6 with 21.31. Then Greg McQueen from Rutgers in lane 7, 21.32. Those two could be neck and neck. Smith, the junior from Alabama State. McQueen, the freshman from Rutgers. Christopher Grant from Indiana in lane 8, 21.37 seed time. And Christian Derrick from Prairie View, 21.41. Cameron Austin had the slowest seed time at 22.06. He's in lane 2 from Charlotte. Couple Hoosiers in this one. Banks in lane 3, Grant in lane 8. But watch out for lane 6 and 7, Smith and McQueen. Really no better last name for a runner.
Heat 6, the men's 400 meters with Austin, Banks, Hampton, Hislop, Smith, McQueen, Grant, and
Nice start by Victor Smith in this one of Alabama State. He's out in front.
Alabama State. On his outside is McQueen.
McQueen catching him, though, from Rutgers. And This one really close between Smith and McQueen, the two top seeding times, and Smith comes out in front. So he had the great start, and he held on to hold off Greg McQueen of Rutgers, and Victor Smith of Alabama State, the junior, takes heat 6.
Heat 7, area lane assignments. In lane 3, Milton Hall of Charlotte.
7th heat, those are your lane assignments.
Lane 5, Chance of Florida.
There is a Gator there, Jalen Chance, 21:63 his seed time. Look out in lane 7, Jacob Corner for Michigan had the best seed time of this bunch. But in lane 6, Joshua Babe of Rutgers was just behind him at 21:50. A couple Hawkeyes in this one. Connor Belkin in lane 8, 21:55 seed time. Evan Schuster in lane 4 for the Hawkeyes, 21:56 his seed time. Jalen Milton Hall of Charlotte in lane 3. Devontae Jones of Prairie View in lane 9. And there is your Gator, Jalen Chance, the junior, 21:63 seed time. He's in lane 5 on his home track here at Percy Beard Track in Gainesville for the Florida Relays. The second to last heat of the men's 200 meter. Again, Corner from Michigan in lane 7 had the best seed time, but Babe in lane 6 was right behind him. But in front is Chance for Florida, although he's quickly caught on the outside by Michigan's Jacob Corner. And then at the last second, coming in on that outside lane was Devontae Jones of Prairie View to make it close. Actually, that might have been Belkin. So for the Hawkeyes, he finishes second, Connor Belkin. And taking heat 7 is Corner of Michigan. See that 21:35 time. And it brings us to the final heat of the men's 200 meter.
Final heat for men's 200 meters.
Lane assignments posted. Charlotte's Jaden Phillip in lane 6 had the best seed time at 21:70. There is Phillip at the center of your screen, wearing green for Charlotte, the 49ers.
Lane 8, Evans of Hampton. Lane 9, Towns of Hampton.
Phillip, just a freshman from Charlotte. That's Pitt's Darren McQueen. Just saw Greg McQueen of Rutgers race.
It's all good. I don't know who's on camera 2.
Couple of Hampton racers in lanes 8 and 9. Evans and Towns. Another Michigan racer in lane 5. That's Nick Butler Simpson, as Kerner won the 7th heat. So Michigan could go back-to-back here in the last 2 heats of the men's 200 meter.
Your angle probably will be the best for showing that.
Actually, Butler Simpson is not racing in this one. And neither is Robinson from Georgetown, who was supposed to be in lane 3. Marquez Sermons also could win this one. Florida A&M Junior is in lane 7.
Final heat. The men's 200 meters of McQueen, Phillip, Sermons, Evans, Towns, Robinson, Butler, Simpson.
Jaden Phillip from Charlotte looking good, but on the outside, Towns from Hampton is leading. Pitt's Darren McQueen on the inside lane might have this one out of lane 4. And it is Pitt's Darren McQueen, the freshman, taking heat number 8 to finish up the men's 200 meter college edition.